Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. I think if it's anybody, CZ is going to know. Binance's CZ says if you sold the dip, you need to unfollow the weak minds. What he means by that, guys, Binance co-founder Changpeng Zhao has identified why some crypto proponents might be selling their stash at every market downturn. Bitcoin in the broader crypto market did drop drastically over the weekend, with the former dumping $100,000 for the first time in 45 days on Sunday. I'm sure you guys remember when that happened and what that felt like. It wasn't that long ago. But guys, take a look at the Bitcoin price today. It has been slowly making its way up since Monday and grinding actually since Monday. So that has been a couple of days now if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. Before that, we did see a big surge to the upside. So Bitcoin slowly making its way up. That's positive news. I'm sure some people did panic sell in fear. Well, some saw the downside as a buying opportunity, though. Others fizzled out in the market. Binance's co-founder, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, suggested that the difference between the two groups of market participants could be who they follow or pay attention to. Many believe that the crypto market requires extensive patience, myself included. But guys, here's what CZ stated. He stated that if you sold the dip, it was because you followed weak minds. To avoid the reoccurrence of such scenarios, he advised ditching them to follow the right people. According to him, those who sold during the market dip simply do not follow the right people. They follow weak minds. Recall that CZ now has a newfound interest in encouraging market users at every market downturn. Several times he has urged enthusiasts to look beyond the temporary setbacks and focus on the long term. Guys, this is why time and time again I come on this channel. I talk about the day-to-day when it comes to crypto prices. This is why, for my Patreon subscribers as well, this is why I have the live Q&A session so you guys can pick my brain when it comes to the crypto market. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to be holding one this Sunday. So sign up for the Patreon if you aren't already. I do have other dedicated posts that I have been posting over the last couple of years with regards to market activity, my crypto portfolio, legacy coins, the $15,000 plus crypto portfolio, 2 of altcoins. All that can be found at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So the crypto market really has bounced back over the last few days, and it didn't seem like it took that long. We're back at 48. So back in neutral territory. Market cap is also up by about a percentage point. So we're not seeing the huge gains, at least not yet, but market is in the green. That is a good sign. As I was saying, Bitcoin has been slowly climbing up. This is Bitcoin on the daily, and as you guys can see on Monday, we did see that big burst of activity for Bitcoin, and now it's just been kind of a slow grind. Again, you can see it better on the 1 hour. One Bitcoin right now is going for about $107,100 per coin. So how far is that now from all-time high? Let's just take a quick look at the metrics here, the price range tool, and if we bring it down here, guys, Bitcoin's less than 5% from its all-time high. So hopefully we do see that surge to the upside come very, very soon. Let's take a look at XRP real quickly as well. XRP has been doing quite well too. If you throw that on the hourly, you guys can see XRP slowly grinding to the upside as well. A far cry from where we were back at $1.96, former resistance. Forming clearly now, I think it is probably crystal clear that that is now new support for XRP. It did dip down back down in here. We did dip down again. We did retrace, retesting that level, and then we shot back up. So yeah, accomplishment achieved, at least for now. I mean, hopefully we don't see anything too crazy setting us back. Stock Money Lizard's also commenting the MVRV Z-Zone. In my opinion, the most important on-chain metric tells us the true story of where we are in the Bitcoin cycle. So what he's looking at here, guys, the MVRV. And again, I'm covering a whole bunch of different topics over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. We're trying to pinpoint the top of this thing if we are still going to be trading in a speculative cycle or not. Those are some of the questions. And, guys, it's all checking out according to some of these metrics that we are still, in fact, technically right now, as of the time of right now, we are still trading in spec. So going to be treating this market as spec until I don't, which means if we do see real world utility coming around the corner, if we do really see some fundamental shift, that is when I'm going to be changing my price targets. The simple version though, okay, when it's high in the red zone, people are sitting on massive profits and usually do sell. So that's when we see this spike. When it's low in the green zone, down in here, people are underwater and smart money is buying up cryptocurrencies. So we did see that back in 2018, 2019, and 2022 as well. And guys, we're only in and around here. So we still have a ways to go before that spike. Hopefully we do see some meaningful crypto activity in the coming months. So wanted to thank Stock Money Lizards for posting that. Marty Party also bringing us an interesting metric. I said a year ago, once the US CME Group passes Binance in open interest, Wall Street will take control of this asset class. So that's the other factor here that we should be paying attention to, the fact that institutional money is now in crypto. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? It's a thing. I certainly will say that. So today's open interest, CME Group 16.31 billion, and we've got Binance at 11.63 billion. So the CME Group creeping up slowly. They did actually put out a statement too about their XRP, micro XRP futures. Since launching on May the 19th, XRP and micro XRP futures have shown demand across institutional and retail participants, highlighting interest in regulated tools to access one of the most watched crypto assets. So they're going on the record and saying even XRP, one of the most watched crypto assets. And I'm not surprised, to be honest. I mean, XRP, well, Ripple does have a lot of news supporting their bottom line. Ripple does do a great job of putting out press releases, and the news just keeps piling up, and it's all very, very positive. Venkat Chaos here posting this. Impressive growth for XRP futures. The $542 million in trading volume and $70.5 million in open interest highlights strong global interest. So it looks like investors worldwide are interested in these things, especially with 45% coming outside of North America. So huge news here for the XRP futures. As you guys can see, the introduction of these futures allowed for market participants to move more efficiently and gain exposure for XRP. I've been talking about this a little bit over the last few weeks now. Since it was launched in mid-May, we have seen open interest increase. That is denoted here with the green line. We also have seen volume and XRP equivalents increase because you need to purchase more if you're going to be holding this as a product that is tied to this particular asset. Chad Steingraber also commenting on this, just saying, CME Group released XRP futures details after a month of market trading. And you guys can see that chart. Very robust, very strong looking. It's not... there's not so much in terms of ups and downs. It seems pretty consistent, which I think is good for overall XRP growth. So I want to just thank Chad for pointing that out. And Pascal Saint-Jean, guys, the 3IQ president and CEO, he did do an interview with Crypto Eddie, and he's saying no retail investor could ever buy XRP at the price we're getting it at. Listen to this.
So we, at the end of the day, when people buy our ETF, we take the cash, and then we call all of our liquidity providers globally, and we negotiate as little as possible to, in terms of the cost to do the transaction. No retail investor could ever buy XRP at the price that we're getting it globally. And we buy it and then we put it in cold storage. And what it does is we are some of the best in the world at tracking the price of XRP while holding the spot asset. So when you buy our ETF, you're getting really tight tracking of the price, and you're owning the actual underlying asset.
That's why they call this one a physically backed.
A physically backed ETF, correct.
Yeah, it's great.
They're much more complicated to run, but because we believe in the space and we believe that people should own the underlying, we go the distance to make sure that it's possible. As a thank you to the community and as a means to try to get as many people in the space as possible, we waived all fees for the next 6 months. And so for the next 6 months, you could come in, there are no fees. And then after that, we are still the cheapest compared to everyone else who have tried to launch these similar products.
So that's kind of nice of them, I guess. It's probably a bit of a publicity stunt as well. Pascal Saint-Jean saying if you do purchase from them specifically, no fees for the next 6 months. So I guess it's been only a couple of weeks now, but it is 100% physically backed, as you can see here. It is they are actually holding the asset, and it is also at the same time tracking the price of XRP. So very great to see that XRP is continuing to make a difference, and that these companies want to hold a cryptocurrency that is going to essentially change the space down the road. They're realizing that this is a valuable thing to be holding. It's not just Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin hasn't really proven itself. This is something that will change the landscape of finance. So wanted to thank Sento Sumo Saba for posting that. Guys, MasterCard has now joined the global dollar network for stablecoins enabling minting. So happen to see this as well. Today, MasterCard did announce it is joining the Global Dollar Network, a stablecoin consortium founded by Paxos that supports multiple distributors who share in USDG revenues. Additionally, the card company disclosed initiatives to support more stablecoins such as Fiserv's FIUSD and PayPal's PYUSD. Fiserv unveiled plans for their stablecoin yesterday, and MasterCard aims to help them with on and off ramping. And guys, MasterCard is not obviously not the only credit card company that is doing this. They are in direct competition with Visa. As you guys know, though, MasterCard and Visa both do have connections to Ripple and do have Ripple partnerships. But this is just illustrating how the entire space is really understanding the fact that, and I think the Genius Act really is helping this along. We're starting to get a lot more press releases, a lot more news with regards to these developments. It's happening, it seems like day after day after day. We're seeing, more in terms of stablecoins specifically in the United States. We're seeing these legacy payment companies like MasterCard, like Visa, PayPal, Fiserv, all these companies now wanting to dip their toes in the stablecoin space. So here we have it, guys. New stablecoin applications. The MasterCard One Credential was designed to provide a digital credential to let users choose whether they want to pay in installments with credit or debit. Now it will add a stablecoin option. MasterCard Move enables cross-border payments such as disbursements and remittances. It adds support for stablecoins. This is in addition to the MasterCard multi-token network that helps banks to integrate with digital assets and digital payments. So some great news there, guys, coming from MasterCard entering the stablecoin space. As I was saying, their competition, Visa, also bullish. This courtesy of Altcoin Daily. Listen to this.
We've been embracing and building for years, preparing for this moment. The Genius Act has now passed the Senate, as you know, and is expected to pass the House. I think that'll give regulatory clarity to stablecoins. And we've been embracing stablecoins. We've been enabling people to issue Visa credentials on top of stablecoins. We've been modernizing our own settlement infrastructure with stablecoins. And we have a whole host of innovations that we plan to deploy around the world embracing stablecoins.
Do you believe then stablecoins are going to be a significant way that people transact in the future?
Hey, David, we think there's product market fit for stablecoins in 3 areas. The first is the capital markets use case, and you've seen that with crypto trading, and that's true globally, here in the US and around the world. But the product market fit that's most interesting going forward is outside the US. And there's 2 areas. The first is countries where you've got high currency volatility or currency controls, where people really want to have access to US dollars, and they either can't get US dollars or it's very expensive to do that. Stable coins provide an opportunity for people in those countries, maybe there's 30, 40, 50 of those countries around the world, to have easy, cost-efficient access to US dollars. And we'll plan to give them Visa credentials on top of those stable coins that they can spend in merchants around their country or other places. The second area of product market fit is cross-border, and that can be remittances, person-to-person, or business-to-business transactions. And in both of those areas, those are additive opportunities for Visa, and we're embracing stable coins and building and innovating on top of them to provide new use cases in those areas. Right. I think there's a little confusion because most stable coins are US dollar denominated, people immediately think about use cases in the United States, when I think most people who studied this and are active in this really understand that the product market fit is outside the U.S.
So there you guys go. Visa very clear on how they are pivoting towards stablecoins as well. And the CEO here saying, it's about remittances, it's about cross-border payments, it's about the utility of the USD stablecoin that is going to be prevalent around the world. I mean, the US dollar still is technically the global reserve currency, and there is a vested interest for the US government to keep that propped up. So we have these American companies jumping into the game. Visa, MasterCard propping up stablecoins. Of course, guys, the backbone, XRP on the XRP ledger. I mean, USDC has now stated that they are going to be running on the XRP ledger. Visa did buy out Earthport back in 2019 or 2020, which is directly integrated with XRPL technology. So guys, it's all simmering on the back burner for now. Eventually, we are going to see this thing explode, though. The other day, I did talk a little bit about Bill Morgan's comments with regards to the SEC lawsuit and how some people are getting this mixed up. SEC versus Ripple, how the settlement process is going. So Bill did post this originally on June the 17th. Settlement agreements signed by Ripple parties on April the 23rd, 2025, and by the SEC on May the 8th. Parties filed a motion to hold the appeal and cross-appeal in abeyance and obtained 60-day abeyance from April 16th to June the 16th. Parties filed their Rule 62.1 motion asking for an indicative ruling on May the 8th. Parties obtained indicative ruling from Judge Torres and got denied. Okay, so I want you guys to remember that. Judge Torres did deny this procedural order, did not address Rule 60. Parties file a second joint motion addressing Rule 60. So he's just given us the timeline here, and I will link this in the description if you guys are interested in reading it further. SEC updates Court of Appeals and seeks the period in which the appeals and cross-appeals can be held in abeyance. Parties obtain indicative ruling from Judge Torres sought in second joint motion. If indicative ruling obtained, parties file motion to the Court of Appeals for a limited remand to seek the relief agreed between the parties from Judge Torres. And then upon the granting of the limited remand, the parties will file a motion with Judge Torres seeking the relief agreed between the parties. Following the dissolution, though, of the injunction and payment of the reduced fine, remember, that's now down to $50 million, the parties will file a motion with the Second Circuit Court of Appeal and cross-appeal to be dismissed. So this is the full picture, the timeline here. It seems likely to me that had the SEC not filed an appeal of the summary judgment decision of Judge Torres, that Ripple would not have filed an appeal on the institutional sales part of the summary judgment decision, although we cannot be sure, and the parties would just have moved on based on the summary judgment and the final orders that were made by Judge Torres. But now we're looking down the barrel of something a bit different. The SEC's new policy towards enforcement has encouraged Ripple to seek more than it would have been satisfied with or lived with before the SEC filed its appeals. So are we dragging this on longer than it needed to go on for? It sounds like Bill is saying yes. This is not in the cards. Okay, so then Bill commented on Bale's tweet here, breaking SEC versus XRP final decision could be delayed until late 2026. But Bill did say, and I did comment on this in a video I did last week, but I want to reiterate because I've got a brand new exciting video clip to show you guys. This is not in the cards unless Judge Torres rules against the latest joint motion, and rather than make the common sense decision to live with the summary judgment decision and the current penalty and permanent injunction, the settlement process breaks down completely and both parties run their appeals. This is an improbable outcome. I think what most XRP holders are wondering, though, is are we going to see a delay continue until 2026? And Bill is saying an improbable outcome. I think and I hope that, as we're seeing this bull market ramp up, as we're seeing, the tailwinds for, I guess, the entire crypto space really kind of ramp up for, altcoin season, for Bitcoin to surge to new highs. Again, guys, remember, Bitcoin is only less than 5% away from its all-time high. This is going to spur on altcoin season 2. XRP is going to be probably one of the strongest altcoins in this bull run. But if we just get that last piece of the puzzle solved, this could really bolster XRP price. Now, he's back, guys, Brandon Biggs, with a brand new prediction, and he is praying on Judge Torres. I've spoken on how XRP, along with a few others on here, how it is divine. This is faith-based. I found you. You must pray over it. Brandon Biggs is not wrong. Judge Torres is the key. And listen to what Brandon Biggs had to say, guys. This was just from within the last week. Listen to this.
The Lord told us that I want you to pray for this Judge Torres, because it's a demonic influence on this. And when we pray over this, the outcome of what's coming, not saying instantaneously, I want to say that and make this very clear. I did not see instantaneously. I saw going into a sea of great acceleration concerning a certain cryptocurrency. Doubling. And I've already told you what I saw in past videos. Now, I don't put all those out there anymore, but I'm just telling you, I saw a figure in the spirit, again, to pray that it would double. Yeah. Double. And the Lord said, I want to double this. Mm-hmm. And then it will go up higher. But there's things that you need, that are set in motion that are being attacked by all kinds of stuff. It's just demonic. So that was part of the prayer assignment tonight of what we're going to pray about as a family.
The demonic influence is Judge Torres, according to Brandon Biggs. Basically what he's saying, guys, is we need to clear this lawsuit up. Then the price of XRP will go to double and then higher. He said double and then higher. So right now it's at about $2.20. I'm thinking in the mid fours, $4.50 to $5 per coin. And then what he's saying is even higher than that. So guys, how high is it going to go? I'm hoping we see this thing soar. That is just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. And if you want to hear more opinions on where I think this market's going to go, I'm not basing my cash out targets on this necessarily. I'm waiting to see real world utility. That's when we know the super high prices are coming. You can follow my crypto market moves over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The Working Money Channel merch store is also listed in the description of this video if you guys want to purchase some Working Money Channel merch. Got some cool items here. Check it out if you guys are interested. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.